Hi everybody. There's a lot of things to talk about this week. I've had a super busy week in terms of the second last week of school, so that was just, intense on its own. But I had a busy week in the sense that I had a busy week because I went to see a lot of movies. This week I got to see Ocean's 8, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Incredibles 2. I also got to see Wicked, which was wicked. But I'll go through each and every one of those things and explain without any spoilers. I'll make it a spoiler-free review this time around. Just all the things that I liked. Spoiler-free, obviously. And if I didn't like anything, what I didn't like. So we'll start off with Ocean's 8. I enjoyed Ocean's 8. It was an entertaining movie. Was it my favorite movie of all time? No. It was very predictable for me, and I feel like it was fun. I was more entertained with the outfits than anything else, really. I found that some of the stuff was it was very obvious, but it was also it just seemed too easy, and I was expecting a little bit more from it, I suppose. But again, it was entertaining. Probably not my favorite movie ever. I would have given it about a 7 out of 10 for my rating because, like I said, I enjoyed it, but there were definitely a lot of I found that there were some issues with it. It was fun, it was entertaining, but it wasn't the greatest movie of all time, and I was expecting a little bit more from it. Although I really don't know why I was expecting too much from it, because it was just like a typical heist movie. But again, it was a very easy, typical heist movie. If you've seen the movie, you might understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, I'm just going to leave it at that, because I don't want to give away too many spoilers. The next one was Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom. I had heard that the movie hadn't done well going into the movie, but I was trying to keep an open mind. And I was like, you know what, I'll go in, I will see the movie, see how it goes, and, maybe it'll be better than expected. Even watching the trailers beforehand, I wasn't too hyped about the movie. I was just kind of like, alright, I'll see it because I was going to see it anyways. But I wasn't super excited about it like I normally am with movies. And then after seeing it, it was, again, a very predictable movie. It was very formulaic, I found. It followed the same things from previous Jurassic Park films, and it didn't do anything really different. And I also couldn't get behind some of the motivations for some of the characters, particularly the protagonists. I just couldn't understand why they were doing what they were doing, and because of that reason, I couldn't really root for them as much, because I was kind of like, their reasonings were very flawed, not even kind of flawed, and not that flawed where you're like, alright, it's flawed, but I can understand what's going on. It just didn't make sense to me, unfortunately, and that kind of bothered me throughout the whole movie. So it really wasn't, like I said, they just did all the same things that they did with previous Jurassic Park films. And yeah, I'm just gonna, again, I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to give too many spoilers. If anybody does want to see specific reviews about my thoughts about the movie, please let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely elaborate on my feelings towards the movie, just because there are a lot of things that I wanted to say about it, but I don't want to give anything away to anybody who hasn't seen it. So that one I gave probably about a 6 out of 10. It was fine. It wasn't the blockbuster movie I was looking forward to. I was actually surprised that the opening night was packed with people, and it wasn't that great of a movie, whereas Solo which people were saying wasn't going to be a good movie, I rather enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I did with Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom was kind of blah for me, but I was really entertained with Solo. There were moments where I was like, this is so stupid, why is this happening? It happened a lot with Fallen Kingdom. I was just like, this doesn't make sense to me. There were moments where I could tell I was making like confused, angry face, and I've only made that face a few times, and that was in most DC movies. I have that face, and The Last Airbender, there was so much confusion and there was so much stupidity there. Let's not even talk about that again. But yeah, there was just, I was very surprised that this one was packed, whereas the Solo, when we went to go watch Solo, it was pretty empty. And like I said, that was a more enjoyable movie for me than Fallen Kingdom. But again, I know a lot of people did enjoy it. I personally just couldn't understand. I just didn't love it. But there was a lot, like almost awkwardly a lot of Chris Pratt's smolder. And like, don't get me wrong, Chris Pratt is a very attractive man and his smolder is on point. But like, there were just moments where you're like, does that really require a smolder? I mean, I don't know, maybe that's a bad question. Maybe there's always a good time for a smolder, but I feel like they were like all like stressing out and worried and things were happening, and all of a sudden you have Chris Pratt, you have like just Chris Pratt looking at a window, smoldering for no reason. And it was kind of weird and annoying. I was kind of like, oh my god, not another one. And it happened so often that it was just really weird. But again, maybe I'm the only one who noticed it, and I was just being really picky. I had a really kind of crazy week, and maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it as much. Who knows? But whatever, it is what it is. Incredibles 2, I absolutely loved. I was happy in some points, I was sad in some points, I almost cried in certain points. Hands down, Jack though is my absolute favorite. I loved his character. I mean, I loved him in the first one, but in this one, he was so adorable. Again, I'm not going to give any spoilers about the movie, but I loved him. And everything that he does was just absolutely hilarious. The moments that he was in were just fantastic. But I did love the movie. I thought it was great. It was lots of fun. Did I love it more than Incredibles 1? I just saw it today, so I don't know. I think I still think Incredibles 1 was better than Incredibles 2, but I really enjoyed Incredibles 2. That one probably 8 out of 10 for me in enjoyment level and the movie itself. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, very entertaining. There were parts that I kind of did figure out, so that was kind of bothersome. Or maybe I've just gotten used to watching so many movies that I've picked up on these things. I don't know. Who knows? But there were parts that were kind of predictable for me in the movie, but I still really loved it. And it was nice. It was like really nice seeing Elastigirl slash Mrs. Elastigirl. It wasn't Mrs. Incredible, but Elastigirl. Being in the forefront for a while. That was kind of nice, and that is not a spoiler because they talk about that in the trailer. So it was nice having her, a little bit more of in focus. Like last time in the first Incredibles, Mr. Incredible was the one who kind of went off and did the superhero thing on his own for a while after he was married, after he was his married life and personal life, with his kids and stuff. Elastigirl kind of got to do that in this one, so it was kind of cool to see that and to allow her to have that moment. And you learn some really cool, nifty things about Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible, so that was kind of cool. I found that it was just a really fun movie. The short that played beforehand, Bayo, I hope that I'm not messing that one up, was absolutely fantastic. And just fun facts about that: the woman who worked on that, she's Canadian, so it has lots of homage. It pays lots of homage to Toronto. There's a CN Tower in the background in some scenes. I think even some of the posters and things like that have Toronto/Canadian things on it. I didn't get to analyze it too much. I tried to pick some of the Canadian things in there, but didn't get to pick out all of them. But it was an adorable short, and I teared up. I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up at the end of that short, at the end, middle of the short. I was just like, it was so cute and it was so heartwarming, and I absolutely loved it. But yeah, those are those things. In other news, the title for Spider-Man Homecoming 2 was released. Tom Holland leaked it, but I feel like it wasn't a Tom Holland accidental leak. I think it was a planned leak by Disney and Tom Holland. They were like, you know what, you can give the title away, go ahead, go for it. And he probably did it in his Tom Holland, I accidentally am leaking this type situation, but I think it was an okay and approved thing by Marvel and Disney, because otherwise Tom Holland would be in big trouble right now, because, you know, so I don't think that was like coincidental or accidental. But anyways, the title of the next Homecoming movie is going to be Far From Home. And they don't know, Tom Holland says that he doesn't know how Spider-Man gets back from the events of Infinity War. And for all we know, it might not even be the events after Infinity War. It might be, you know, beforehand. It might be, again, I don't know. Or maybe it is the events after Infinity War. It might be after Avengers 4, but we'll have to wait and see, obviously, what happens with that. But yeah, that's very exciting. Aquaman is going to be, the trailer for Aquaman is going to be released at Comic-Con. So I mean, everybody knows my love-hate relationship with DC. Okay, so I was going on a rant about a whole bunch of stuff, and then my camera died on me, so I'm gonna have to do it all over again, and I don't even remember what I was talking about. Well, I do, because I had to watch the playback, and that's really annoying. Anyways, that was my little rant for that, but I was in the middle of talking about, when my camera died, I was in the middle of talking about Aquaman is going to be revealing the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, which I'm super, well, excited and maybe not excited, but interested to see what it is, because we all know my love-hate relationship with DC, like how the last few movies, they haven't been doing so great, and the trailers kind of get you hyped up, and then you watch the movie and you're like, not so great, except for Wonder Woman. That's probably the only one where I was super excited about, and it ended up being a great movie, for me at least. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what the trailer brings when we go to Comic-Con. Hopefully I can get into that and see the trailer. But yeah, I'm more interested because I hear that Black Manta is going to be in the movie. So I'm really excited to see their interpretation of Black Manta, because I have seen the Young Justice version and that was phenomenal. So we'll have to wait and see what the movie version is going to be like. I hope it's not worse, but again, I have very low expectations for DC at this point, so we'll have to we'll hope and pray that it is good in its own way, at least. Yeah, that was that. And then I was talking about Wicked. I went to go see that yesterday. Well, now it's Sunday actually, so I saw it on Friday. And I absolutely loved the musical. I've been waiting to see it for years. Finally got to. It did not disappoint. I had not read the book, so I couldn't compare it to the musical, and I had no expectations going in on what it was going to be like. So for me, it was like just watching it for the first time, or hearing about the story for the first time. My favorite song was Defying Gravity. I loved the song since I heard it on Glee, so I kind of was expecting that level of singing, I guess, but it over-exceeded my expectations. That the whole setup for that was absolutely beautiful, and I loved it, and the sets were incredible. The singing and the cast in general was just absolutely fantastic. The music was great. I enjoyed every single minute of it, and I would definitely go back and see it again because it was that great. But yeah, I was not disappointed at all. It wasn't like I had high expectations and they were I was completely let down. It was quite the opposite. I had high expectations and they surpassed those expectations. But yeah, absolutely had a great time with that. I don't even know what else I was talking about before the camera cut out, so I think that was it that I missed out, and I just kind of condensed it all because it was too lazy to talk about them again. That's about it at the moment that I can think of. There was something else. No, I can't think of anything else that had happened in the geeky, nerdy world. I know that there was the comic book world. I was looking at Instagram, and I know Kitty Pryde and Colossus were supposed to get married, but then I'm not saying anything because I don't know if anybody wants me to spoil anything, but there was the Kitty Pryde wedding that was they were talking about that on Instagram. Luke Cage, the second season is out. I have started it. I have not finished it yet, so I don't really have any thoughts about it yet. I'm still on episode 1, and then I paused it because I was having I just kind of wanted to watch a goofy movie, so I paused it to watch a goofy movie. But I'll get back to it and, see what it's going to be about, see how it goes, and then maybe do my thoughts about that a little later. I think that is all that I can think of for this week. Sorry I didn't make a video last weekend. It was Eid. I was super busy, and then I was just tired and just didn't have the energy to make anything. Last week of school is this coming week, so once school is out I will have a lot more free time, so I'll hopefully make more videos and play around with the camera, and I will definitely be recording stuff from Comic-Con. I don't know if I'll be able to upload them while I'm in California, in Cali/San Diego, but I will do my best. I will bring my laptop with me, so I will record as many videos as possible. I will definitely be posting on Instagram, on my personal Instagram and my blog channel Instagram. So I will be posting videos and Insta stories and all that fun stuff. So if you're following me on either of those, then you'll be able to get updates and see all of that fun stuff. But that's not for another couple of weeks, so don't have to worry about that just yet. Oh, there is soccer for FIFA World Cup is happening right now before I go. And that's been taking up literally all my life. I stream it on my phone, I stream it on my laptop, I go to school and I watch it while I'm there. I mean, not during class, although sometimes one class that France was playing, so I was just like, alright, we'll watch this before we finish up our presentations. So, I've been watching and keeping track of the scores during class time, like while kids are doing their actual work stuff, and I'm kind of just watching check the scores on my own time as well. When I'm driving en route to somewhere that I have it playing on the radio. And yeah, that's been keeping me busy. My team is Brazil, so right now my car has mirror, like Brazil flags on the mirror, because my actual Brazil flags, they started to fray last World Cup, so in 2014, and I have not bought new flags. So I do not have flags right now. I just have a scarf that says Brazil that's sitting on the back of my car. I have 2 flags on the side mirrors of my car, and some Brazil boots hanging from my boots/cleats hanging from my rearview mirror. So that's all I have. My sister makes fun of me because she's like, "You're a nerd with all of that," and I'm like, "Are you surprised? Really? No." I had the flags before, so I was even more decked out, but I've seen so many people who also have flags and also have the flag side mirrors, so I'm really not that far off, and I'm not even sorry, so whatever. But Brazil has been doing okay. I feel like they need to do a little bit better. The first game they tied, the second game they won 2-0, but it was right in overtime, or at like extra time, so if there's still it's okay that they won, at least they won at some point, that's good. But I mean, if they're not playing their best during the game, then it could be a little worrisome. It's good that they did get those 2 points with the extra time, just because I wouldn't want an overtime where there's free kicks, because we know how that goes with any team really. Argentina is not doing as well as I expected them to be doing. And I think like the last game that I watched, Messi was super frustrated with his team, and I mean, you can understand why, but I think they definitely need to rethink their strategy. I think that a lot of the teams have one amazing player and they kind of work around that one player, but I don't know, with some teams, some of the other players aren't as strong as their star player. So if that star player is either, you know, not performing well or is being defended by multiple people during the game, then there's nobody else to pick up the slack. So I feel like these teams that have those star players and are relying on them so heavily, they need to make sure that there's somebody else there to pick up the slack, because obviously other teams know about your star players, so they're not going to just be like, yeah, we'll leave him on his own. They're going to, you know, have people defending him like crazy. And with teams that are really, you know, they're like, you know what, we maybe don't have strong scorers, we've got to focus on our defense. You got to be really careful with those guys, because they're not going to let you through. So if you're just relying on scoring with your star player, it's going to be kind of hard. So yeah, I'm really, you know, Argentina is a little, I'm disappointed with. Germany won, so that was nice, because their last game they didn't do so well, so it's nice to see that they won. Mexico's doing fantastic. Like I didn't know a lot about them and didn't know, you know, how well they would be doing this World Cup, and they're doing so awesome and super excited. I didn't have them because I'm part of a soccer pool, and I don't think I had Mexico winning anywhere. So as much as I'm like, oh man, I'm losing that in my pool, I'm actually really happy for them. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, so I'm just, you know, I've been watching a lot of soccer, keeping up with that. That's kind of what I've been talking about to my dad. Like my dad and I have been like watching the games together or discussing them. So that's always kind of fun thing to have, that little extra connection with my parents about something. So, you know, soccer is usually what I connect with my dad. With my mom, it's usually like alien movies and sci-fi stuff. So yeah, it's kind of fun when that you know, their level of excitement matches my level of excitement. So it's nice that there's somebody else in the house who's as excited about soccer as I am. Normally my brother is, but obviously he's in his own place with his wife, so I don't get to talk to him as much as I want to about soccer. Randomly, whenever he comes over, if I'm talking to him on the phone, I get to have those discussions, but he's not at home, so we don't get to watch the games together. But yeah, so it's nice that my dad's watching them with me and we can watch them together and discuss them. But yeah, that is it for my week. I feel like I have made a longer video, and it is really late, or really early, depending on, you know, how you look at life. But I do need to get to bed because I have tons of things. I have a packed day tomorrow. I have to go to a makeup appointment, gotta go to a birthday party, and a wedding all in one day. So that's going to be a crazy, crazy day. So I need to get to bed. I won't be able to edit this. So when you do see this, I probably already had my Sunday and I already had my busy day. So explaining what my busy day is like is kind of pointless, but whatever. Anyways, I hope you have a good night. And oh, this dress is one of my favorite dresses. I would stand up, but then you would just see my torso and that would be weird. So, but the dress that I'm wearing is from Silva Styles. It is one of my favorite dresses, and if you're looking for a fancy casual dress, the one that I'm wearing is the pocket floral dress, and it does have pockets that are functional. So it's one of my favorite dresses and I absolutely love it. So if you were looking for something, go check her out. She is absolutely wonderful and a wonderful human being, so you should definitely take a look. And this choker is from Amara & Co., which again, I have so many pieces from her. You may have seen some of them in some of my videos or some of my photos from Instagram, but she's absolutely wonderful as well and a wonderful human being. So if you're looking for some nice jewelry, she has earrings as well. If you are looking, jewelry does imply earrings and necklaces. I meant if you're looking for necklaces or earrings, then check her out. She is absolutely fantastic and like I said, a wonderful human being. And those are my two shameless plugs of friends and their businesses, because I love them and this is my channel and I can do and say whatever I want. So what up, son? Anyways, that was weird and awkward, and I'm just gonna let you go, and hopefully you have a good weekend, and whatever, whenever you see this, good life, and I hope you have a, yeah, like I said, good life. Lots of love.